Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The first one is titled, Did You Lock Us In? I used to read meters for a utility company and we had a meter way out in the country at a historical recreation farm. Only bathroom for miles, so I'd always make a pit stop after reading the meter. One day I'm using the facilities and two older ladies are right ahead of me. They wash their hands and head to the exit while I'm washing mine. I don't pay them much attention, but I hear clanging on a door. Like trying to force a lock. Now I had to wear a polo and name tag for work, and I guess they assumed that meant I was an employee of the farm. I feel a tap on my shoulder and one lady asks why I had locked them in. I'm puzzled for a sec as the other lady is trying to pull open a door. The janitorial closet. I just smile and say that's the closet and to turn around. She does and pulls the exit door right open. The lady next to me laughed and hugged me and apologized for being so stupid. The next one is titled, Colonel Bigman, Sir. This happened in an airport somewhere on the Asian continent. I was waiting for my flight home after attending an international academic conference. So, there I was in a plain shirt and a blazer and regular black pants. From the corner of my eyes, I saw a man in the military uniform of that country. I learnt later that he was a lieutenant. I googled it, and he had two men walking behind him. When he neared me, he must have seen me and he looked surprised. He immediately turned my way and marched right up to me. He then stood in full attention, and saluted me. He said, Colonel Bigman, sir. The two men behind him followed suit. At first I didn't know what to do, but I didn't want to embarrass these men. So, I saluted them back. Bringing down my hand, I went right next to him and softly said, Sorry, but you have the wrong person. I'm not Colonel Bigman. Then I stepped back. The lieutenant looked puzzled for a moment, but he quickly realized what happened and what I had just done. He smiled, he then held out his hand and I shook it. Thank you, sir, he said. He then turned and continued to wherever he was going. I went back to waiting for my flight, but I then realized that the people in the waiting room were looking at me strangely. Don't colonels travel in regular business clothes? The next one is titled, Just Because I'm in a shirt and tie doesn't make me a ducking manager, which. In a former life I worked in a corporate-ish IT sales position for a small but very successful company that specialized in servicing the financial industry, yet wanted to start a new division that specialized in a different market with a complex set of digital compliance issues, and I absolutely loved the challenge, until I realized that what they wanted me to do, the way they wanted it done, was impossible. During this time I would drive all over Central FL, and one of the only benefits of living in drained swamp country is a grocery chain named Publix, famous for the line of sandwiches commonly referred to as a pub sub, and some delicious hot and spicy chicken wings, which I frequently eat to this day. The funny thing is any man that walks into this Publix in a shirt and tie, but not if in a suit or sports coat, would probably be confused with a manager due to their dress code. It happened so much it was just commonplace. I usually just laughed, until this crap went down. The following encounter happened in 2016. Me equals me, EAB equals entitled but which. While walking into this Publix I feel a bony talon poking me in my shoulder blade. I turn to find a Wunticus Karen Butt or us, very easy to spot by her faded blonde dye job, fading good looks, costume gold and diamond studded jewelry, and Cato bought clothes, small town chain store in the south that seems to cater to this market, like a city trends except for witchy, stuck up, middle-aged white women, and some basic but white middle manager looking dude. I hated her on sight. EAB, hey, you. Mr. Store Manager. Excuse me, someone banged a grocery cart into my brand new Suburban, what is Publix gonna do about that? At the time I was 5 feet 9 inches, 200 pounds, yet I still had my I used to lift bro bulk, so I didn't look like a lard butt, more like a close-shaved bald-headed white biker dude heading to court, especially if I had my contacts in and sunglasses on. Me, what? I had just put in my resignation via work email in the parking lot. I had no job lined up, but I couldn't keep being paid for a job I couldn't complete. I was reeling from failure and bruised ego, and I just wanted some goddamn hot and spicy chicken wings, my go-to comfort food, eat them in the parking lot then drive about 40 miles home. I could have handled this better, way better, but I didn't. EAB, what do they pay you for, loser? Do your ducking job and help me. This hit me deep. It was like her bony talon metaphysically pierced my broken heart and hit the most sensitive nerve in my wounded male ego, and I actually teared up, just quietly said, "I don't work here, don't touch me or talk to me again," and turned to walk away, when she screeched something I didn't care enough about to remember and started following me inside. All I remember is making it 10 or so feet inside the store, her harpy butt screeching, the confused voices of the employees at the service desk asking her what her malfunction was, then something she said was the back-breaking straw, and I swung around and unloaded on her. I'm not going to try to remember what I said, but it was at the top of my lungs and basically me. Listen here, Thunderwunt. I have you on camera poking me repeatedly. If you don't shut your ducking mouth, I'll press charges for assault. Duck off and die, witch. Not very proud of that. I've never hit a woman in my life, but I wanted to beat her with my words. Nothing happened after that. Basic white guy she was with postured up at me. I just stared him down rather quickly. I probably looked like a complete psycho. If he knew I hadn't fought since 1994 and still felt guilty for the fallout that guy took from me whipping his butt, he probably would have swung on me. The next one is titled, "I don't work here, lady, and they don't sell wine here." Really wish I had a really outrageous IDWHL story to share, but I don't, so this one will have to do for now. So, one day I was in line at my favorite Mexican restaurant, a small taqueria where one would go on their lunch break, not the type of place that serves margaritas, waiting in line to place my order, when I hear the jingle of the bell on the door, running footsteps, and the sound of someone huffing and puffing trying to catch their breath behind me. At first I think nothing of it. Then I feel a tap on my shoulder. "Excuse me," a voice says. I turn around and see a woman who looks like she hasn't showered in days. "Do you sell wine here?" she asks. No," I answered. "Do I look like an employee when I'm standing in line with all the other customers?" "Well, do you know where I can buy wine?" she asks in a desperate tone. "I don't know, maybe a liquor store?" There was a Bevmo right next door to the restaurant, with a big sign out in front. "Oh, okay, well thank you," she says, sounding disappointed. She turns around and leaves. I try not to laugh as I walk up to the counter to place my order. The next one is titled, "Lady found my home number in a leaflet." This happened about a week ago, and I am still royally miffed about it. I hope even though it happened over the phone it will still fit into this sub. So I was sitting and watching the telly when my home phone rings, and expecting other calls that day, I answer. It is a woman with a very heavy foreign accent. I wouldn't want to guess where from, but it made her very difficult to understand. I shall be me, and she shall be RL, for rude lady. Me, hello? RL, yes hello, I was just calling about unintelligible that you are offering at this time? Me, pardon? I can't quite hear you. RL, I said very clearly that I was just calling about this offer I see you are advertising about the installation of the insulations. Said very drawn out and slow. Me, I'm sorry, the what? RL, I said stupid idiot. The offer that you are advertising on there that you are doing. Me, I'm really sorry, but I think you must have the wrong number. You've called my house phone. RL, no. You stupid person. I have called correctly from your advertisement on a leaflet. Me, look. Don't you dare call me stupid when you have clearly misdialed the bloody number. I am telling you, woman. You have called my home. My personal house phone. I am not a business. RL, I will call you stupid as you are clearly a stupid unintelligible who has no clue how to run a business. I am telling you, stupid idiot, that I have called the right number. Now do you help me with this or do I get you fired for being too stupid? Me, right. I will ask you once before I hang up. Read out the number on the leaflet. Go on. Tell me the number and it will prove that you have misdialed. RL, fine. Listen closely, stupid person. It gives my home number, do you see? Let me read it again, reads it slowly and clearly, and again it is my home number. Now do you see, stupid person? You see I am right. Me, look, I don't know what to say here. That is the number for my personal house phone. I don't know where you got the leaflet, but it must have the wrong number on it. I can't help you. I am going to hang up now. I hang up, really angry at how rude she was, and hoping that she had gotten the hint. I was wrong. The phone rings again and I answer, immediately recognizing her voice. Me, hello? RL, hello, yes. I am calling about the offer that you are me. Look, lady. You have called my personal number again. I don't know why my number is in a leaflet, but I am not the person you need to call. This is AHRL, I have just had it with you. I called correctly the right number on your leaflet, and I am sick of talking to unintelligible, so stupid, and want to speak to your supervisor right now, and I shall have you fired for being an idiotic, stupid little slur. Do you understand? Me, that is it. I have had it. If you are too thick to get that you aren't calling AF business, then I shall just keep hanging up on you. Now get the hint and F off, you nasty twat. I hang up before she can get another word in, but the phone rings again immediately. I am shaking in anger at this point. Me, hello? RL, that is it. You give me the number of a supervisor right now. I will not be spoken to this way by me, don't you dare call me another word. Not another word. I'm sorry, but you can't have the right number. Read it out again. She tries to rant at me, but tell her to shut up and read the number. RL gives number, but this time one number is different. Me, wait, hold on, that number is different now. Read it again? Same as before, one number different to mine. I don't believe it. You did call the wrong number. That one you read out is one number different to my house phone. You have misdialed. RL, I have called correctly. I have the number on my telephone right now, you stupid person. I can see that it is my number, and on the leaflet it is correct number, so, oh, wait. Oh. Me, did you realize you made a mistake, stupid person? RL, goodbye. She hung up, hopefully feeling embarrassed and stupid. The next one is titled, I don't work here, that's my sister. Background, so I have a sister. She is 2 years younger, but we look very similar. It's moderately easy to tell is apart though, if you know us well and spend time with us. She works part-time in Walmart and is 21. I am 23 and work as an assistant manager for a restaurant in town. So I was in Walmart getting a couple of things my sister wanted. She was sick, and due to us being fairly close, I was helping her out and planned on making her dinner. I was just looking for the chocolate she likes when one of the employees came up to me. His name is Tom, and I knew him fairly well as I came there every so often. He was friends with my sister, so she introduced us. We had a chat for a while, and he asked how Katie, my sister, was. After that he went and continued working, and I kept shopping. I had just decided to put something back when I heard a, "Hey you." I looked up to see an old man looking at me. "Yes?" I asked. The man just looked annoyed and snapped, "Come here." I was just about to tell him to duck of demanding me to do something like that when I saw an old lady stood slightly behind him. She told him not to be so rude and apologized to me. The lady was smiling as she asked me if I could reach the ketchup for her. I decided because she had asked nicely I would help her out, so I came over and got her a bottle. When I handed it to her, she asked if there was a bigger bottle. I told her that there wasn't and I was sorry. As I turned around to leave, the old man goes, "Well then go out to the back and get her a bigger bottle, you idiot. Don't just walk away." It clicked then that the guy thought I worked at the Walmart. "Sorry, I can't do that as I don't work here. If you really need that bigger bottle, then ask one of the employees," I answered, slightly amused by him. The lady looked like she was going to say something when the old man cut in. "Don't be stupid. You do work here. I see you here all the time, you're just being lazy." Me, "Sir, you must have mistaken me for my sister, she is the one that worked here, not me. I really can't help you." Liar. You're a liar. My wife wants ketchup. Get her the ketchup. I saw you talking to that boy. You're always talking to that boy. You do work here, you're just being lazy. At this point he is shouting, and his poor wife, who has done nothing wrong, looked like she wants to hide. Me, "Sir, for the last time, I don't work here and I am going to politely ask you to duck off." Finally someone comes, but it turns out to be Tom. "Tom, is something wrong, sir?" This lazy price of crap is refusing to get my wife some ketchup and is denying working here. Right now the old bastard is looking pretty smug, like I'm going to be in serious trouble. "Tom, sir, she doesn't work here. You must have mistaken her for her sister Katie. I can get that ketchup for you though." Liar. She does work here, you're lying. I saw you two laughing and talking. You're just covering for her because you're both lazy liars. I'm telling your manager. Then he just huffs off, leaving his wife to apologize. A couple of minutes later he comes back with the manager and is going on about how I'm so lazy and rude and refusing to help a customer and blah blah blah. The manager is just looking at him and nodding along with a smile on his face until Om has finished his rant. Manager, I can see how this would be a problem if she were an employee, but sir, she doesn't work here. Tom, please get the man some ketchup, then take him to the checkout. Finally he turned to me and apologized for the trouble and asks how my sister is. When I get home I make food and tell my sister, who finds the whole thing hilarious. She said she had encountered him before. The next one is titled, Why Are Managers Like This? Short intro, I work as a retail merchandiser, which that means I work for my company and is no way associated with the stores I go in when I service that store and leave. That is all I do. Now while I am a guest in the store and have to be polite with the manager, but she has no power over me. Like at all. This happened last week. I work as a retail merchandiser, as mentioned before. All I do is put my company's product out and that's pretty much that. My company doesn't a dress code, just dress nice and have your ID and lanyard that identifies you as that company's employee. At this store that I serve, his dress code is a navy blue polo, khaki pants, vest with the store's logo. Not that it matters, I was wearing a Captain America shirt and leggings. Now for some reason, the manager of this store does not like my company for some reason. I don't know why. My supervisor told me it was because of the lady before that had a sour relationship with the manager, and now I was pretty much inheriting a mess. Fun times. It was like Monday and I had just gotten done with my shipment, and I'm putting my card up and I'm signing out on the vendor log when this Karen of a manager just comes to me with a scowl on her face. Karen, what do you think you're doing? Me, signing out, I finished putting out my shipment. Is there anything else I can help you with? Karen, you can't do that, you still have boxes to put away. Now these boxes were filled with old product that has yet to be put away, and my boss has yet to discard yet. Me, I know about those boxes, boss is supposed to come by sometime next week and do something with them. Karen, not those boxes, she said, pointing to boxes that were not affiliated with me, and those were boxes that had to move by that store's employees. I look at her, WTF? I knew that she didn't like the lady before me, but what the actual hell? She had no power over me, and at this point in my life I am learning to have a backbone. Me, as firm as I can while still being polite. Ms. Karen, look. I don't have any to do anything for you that have doesn't anything to do with my company. Karen, I don't care. I saw you help one of my employees with a box and put it back on their cart. Now go do your job. Me, Ms. Karen, it is not in my job description to move your product. In fact, I am not allowed to use half of the equipment that requires to move half of this crap. When I said this, Karen, the manager went ballistic, saying something like, I don't care if you work for X company. You are under my roof, you do what I say. Don't make me talk to your supervisor. I just stand there, get my phone out and say. Me, fine, I'm sure boss is going to love to hear your reasoning. I get my boss on the phone and put it on speaker, and my boss pretty much said, boss, look, you don't pay her. I know she is a guest in your store, but that is all, she is a guest. You have no power over her. Leave her alone, and if you don't I will speak to your GM. This seemed simmer Karen down, but she left with a scowl. I tell my boss what I should do, and my boss said that I handled it pretty well and that if I get any more grief that I should call her immediately, and if it continues further then contact her supervisor. This week most of my department was messed up and some of the shipment was missing, and turned out some of it was on the other side of the stockroom. Needless to say, this is going to be a troublesome relationship. I just hope my boss can resolve whatever the issue is. Pray for me. The next one is titled, I Must Have a Retail Face. This happens to me a lot, and I'm not sure why. It started when I was working for a well-known photography company, and we had a uniform, navy polo with company name on it, tan or khaki slacks, and the obligatory company ID on a lanyard you wear all the time. After work, I usually did my shopping, and usually didn't even take off my ID, bad habit of misplacing it if I did. Walmart, Kroger, you name it, any store with those colors as staff uniform, and someone is asking me for store help. Even if I have a cart full of stuff. Walmart, gentleman looking for something in the medications, personal care aisles. Him, I can't seem to find this item, can you tell me where it is? Me, no, I'm sorry, I can't. Him, getting irate, why not, you work here. Me, turning from shelf where I was looking for something so he can see my ID and shirt. I'm sorry sir, but I don't work here, I'm just shopping like you. I'm sorry, I don't know where it is. Him, you should still know where this item is. Me, mildly amused at this point, why should I know where things are in a store I don't work in? Him, all pissed off now, you should just know where it is, expletives, yelling at me. Me laughing and walking away. This type of exchange happens several times, most people are polite about it. Kroger near my house, in line at the deli, person behind me in a highly snotty tone, staff should have to wait to be served so hard-working customers can get their order in so they can go home. Me, ignoring them, person behind me, so you're not going to let a customer in front of you? Who's your manager? Me, turning around, I'm a customer here too, I don't work here. Person behind me, goes all red, and then I stepped up to the deli counter, gave my order and socialized with the staff while they got it, cause I knew them all. Then the person behind me steps up to the counter and proceeds to tell the deli manager some garbled crap about how employees should let customers go first, and the deli manager starts to tell them how I don't work there. I didn't hear the rest cause I had already walked on. I did hear later on, I had family who did work in the store, that this person was quite irate about me and had to talk to his store manager, who told them the same thing. Bonus footage, a few weeks later, the deli counter has put up a puller number, have it called stand, because too many people trying to cut in line. Not everyone has this down yet. I see same customer, this time, I'm in non-work clothes, and they're just standing near the deli counter. I look at them, they don't move, so I made a mental shrug, walked up and pulled my number tag and stepped back. 2 customers before me, then my number is called up. This whole time, this guy is getting redder and redder like his head is going to explode. As I'm being served, he decides to yell at the other deli clerk, who is wiping counters, no numbers, no customers, right? The clerk blandly points out that he needs to take a number for service, new policy. This guy starts on a, do you know who I am, spiel. I get my order, walk away after exchanging a knowing look with my clerk. Guy never recognized me, but I knew him. Michael's, I'm wearing a bright blue Doctor Who, keep calm and don't blink t-shirt and jeans, looking in the cake supply aisle for something, which is near the checkout line for this store. All of the sudden, some woman calls out to me, says, I see you got a new job finally. I look around, not sure she's talking to me, and she says, yes, you. So I walk over to the line, and said, what do you mean? Her, did Walmart fire you? Me, baffled, I never worked at Walmart. Her, undeterred, but you work here now, right? Me, still baffled, no. I'm just getting some stuff. At this point, she realizes I'm not wearing anything close to what Michael's employees wear, and apologizes, and then tells me, I never liked that Walmart anyway. I smiled and walked away to get away from her. No clue who this lady was, I don't remember ever having seen her before. This week, Dollar General, wearing a mask with monsters on it, a red t-shirt with paint stains, and a cart with items in it. Lady asks me where something is. I try to help her, but then she realizes that I don't work there. This has happened to me all my life, I must have a face for retail or something.